Welcome to section 5.7. This is the 61st session of the ISACA CISA exam prep series. In this session, we'll cover public key infrastructure. We'll answer several questions. What is public key infrastructure and what are its parts? What does a digital certificate contain? How are cryptographic keys managed? How and why are certificates revoked? And what risks should an auditor watch for? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because public key infrastructure is the trust engine behind secure communication. Every time a browser shows a padlock, this machinery is at work. Picture an online bank proving it's really the bank, not an imposter. That proof depends entirely on certificates and the trust behind them. As an auditor, you check that this trust is well-founded and well-managed. So what is public key infrastructure? Call it PKI. It hands out public keys by wrapping them inside digital certificates. It's made of policies, hardware, software, and people. Together, they handle each certificate, from creation and storage to delivery and revocation. Think of it as the system that vouches for who owns which key. Let's meet the players. What is a digital certificate and who issues it? A certificate binds a public key to its owner. A certificate authority issues and digitally signs it. That signature is what proves the key belongs to the right person. Several supporting roles surround the authority. A certificate policy defines the actors, roles, and rules. A certificate practice statement explains how the authority issues certificates. A registration authority handles some administrative work, like verifying identity. And the authority maintains a list of certificates that have been revoked. Now the lifeblood of the whole system. How are cryptographic keys managed? Through a clear life cycle. Creation generates the keys. Distribution delivers them securely. Storage keeps them protected, sometimes under dual custody. Some keys are placed in escrow, held safely for later recovery. Rotation retires old keys and brings in new ones. Recovery and backup guard against a lost or broken key. And destruction removes a key at the end of its life. Here's a useful contrast. Key management is hard with symmetric encryption, but much simpler with asymmetric. Sometimes a certificate must be cut off early. What is certificate revocation? It's ending a certificate's validity before it expires. Why would you revoke one? For several reasons. An affiliation change, like an employee leaving. A compromised private key, perhaps from a stolen laptop. A decommissioned server, so the certificate is no longer needed. A superseded certificate that's been replaced, or a compromised certificate authority itself. And here's a critical point. If the authority's own key is revoked, every certificate beneath it falls too. How does the world learn a certificate is revoked? Through a revocation list. It's a list of certificates the authority has revoked, published regularly. Browsers check it before trusting a certificate. There are two states to know. Revoked is permanent and irreversible. Hold is temporary and can be undone. But downloading whole lists is slow, so there's a faster way. A status protocol lets a client ask about one certificate instantly. An enhancement called stapling lets the web server attach the answer itself. That improves performance, security, and even user privacy. Now the auditor's lens. What risks come with public key infrastructure? Quite a few. Outdated protocols and weak keys that are too short. Mismanaged certificates that expire and cause outages. A lack of automation, leaving teams to track everything by hand. Unclear ownership and missing policies. Limited visibility, where rogue certificates hide unseen. And the worst case of all, a compromised root authority breaks the entire chain of trust. That's why the root should be stored offline in a protected vault. So how do you audit it? You examine each part of the system. Check the certificate authority's security policy and physical controls. Verify the registration authority sticks to its limited role. Confirm certificates are issued and renewed according to the practice statement. Inspect key management across the whole life cycle. Confirm a current certificate policy exists and is followed. And verify the revocation list is signed and distributed securely. So let's bring it together. Public key infrastructure distributes trust through digital certificates. A certificate authority issues and signs them, with supporting roles around it. Key management runs the whole life cycle, from creation to destruction. Revocation cuts off certificates early, published through a list or status protocol. And the biggest risk is a compromised root, so guard it well. Understand this trust engine, and the certificate behind every padlock makes sense. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on RooCloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.